Here we go. Welcome to another episode of TNT Weekly, and I'm here at the beautiful five-star world-class resort, the Nottawasaga Resort, with the one and only, the founder, the originator, the visionary, the legend in this community, Mr. Lou Biffis. How you doing, Lou?
I'm doing well. How about you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm here with you. It couldn't be better in this beautiful location.
Thank you. Thank you for
You're
coming.
very welcome. You're very welcome. So much to talk about today. I'm so excited about this podcast. But, where I'd first like to start off is really what this podcast is all about. It's about our community. It's about Alliston, Newtek, and Beaton, and Tottenham, and all the wonderful people and all the wonderful services in this community. And going back to, the early days with you, Lou, and coming to this Alliston community, what really triggers me, and I just want to know, and something for our listeners, what attracted you to this community, and not on a business perspective, because you're still here, your family is here. I sensed something when I came here to this community. I'm really intrigued. What did you sense, Lou, when you first
Well,
came
before I get to the community, I think what I'd like to tell you, when I was a little boy, I was 17 years old, and I grew up in Italy's, and with a very, very strict family, very, very poor. We had no running water. The only water we can get, a pail of water, bring into the house. Mm-hmm. And I had the opportunity, to go to college under the Franciscan monks. I spent 3 years in college, and under the I said Franciscan, yeah. I spent 3 years in college. And my way to go to college, it took him 1 hour to bike, one way, 1 hour each way. And sometimes it was very, very cold. In those days, they were not dressed so well. And then to keep the cold away, we stuff ourselves with newspapers. So make sure they keep the cold out. And then on my way back, I stopped and I was learning to become a cabinet maker, which was a perfect opportunity because I was eager to learn, very eager to learn. Mm-hmm. This is what I did in my young days. And then I came to Canada in 1953, and I only had $5 in my pocket, and I decided to sell my brand new shoes for $3 to my cousin, but I paid $2.50, so I made 50 cents profit. I went up with $8 in my pocket, and I immigrated to Canada. I was lucky enough to build my little suitcase myself, made out of wood, a little tiny suitcase, not too many clothes in it, and I arrived in Canada in 1953, November the 12th, right from Halifax right to Toronto, and I stayed with my brothers. And this is my early journey when I came to Canada. And then when I reached in Canada, my first job was to work on the actual construction, building housing, which I knew how to deal with wood. Mm-hmm. And so I worked for a while in the constructions. And through the construction, while I work in the actual construction, a man from Alliston came up to see me, and he told me there was a sod farm for sale in Alliston. So I drove up to Alliston, and the actual sod farm is right here where we're sitting right now, and there was a sod farm. I look at it, and I realized there was a beautiful river called Nottawasaga River go right through the property. And whenever I saw water running through the property, I see opportunity. I see a business opportunity in which I was very, very attracted to the river. I did a lot of work to clean it all up. And so we bought the farm. We're still operating as a sod farm for many, many years. And then one day while we were operating the sod farm, a gentleman from Alliston came up to me and he said to me, I was thinking about building a 40-room hotel, something in my mind. I was thinking about building something, some kind of recreation hotel was in mind. And I knew building a hotel without liquor license is a no-no. So this friend of mine made me a bet at Canadian Club. And he said, I bet you a Canadian Club you're never going to get a liquor license in this municipality because it's been dry since 1907. So that really triggered me to run a plebiscite, mm-hmm. Because I knew if I'm going to build a hotel, without a liquor license, I'd never succeed. So we run a plebiscite, and we knock every door in this municipality. In those days, they call it Tecumseh. Yeah. And we knock every door from Highway 89 to number 9. And the end result was we got 87% of the vote in favor. So then I proceeded to build a hotel, and I opened in 1968. It was a 40-room hotel, together with meeting rooms and coffee shop, and I did it in 8 months, believe it or not, because we did our own construction, we did it all ourselves. And so whenever, after the hotel was created and open, we were running a convention center. We had many companies from the city of Toronto, like IBM, IBM and the Ministry of Environment. So this is where I met a gentleman for the Ministry of Environment that encouraged me to buy a treatment plant. What he said to me is a treatment plant for sale in the town of Elliott Lake. He said, I installed a treatment plant 6 months ago. It becoming too small, it's brand new. And he said, you can buy with a license to operate a sewer treatment plant. So we did. We bought the sewer treatment plant, and we moved it all back from Elliott Lake to here. It took about a month to get it back here. And so we got it back here. We installed it. I was very lucky that my son, he's an engineer in natural water resources. He was very capable to run the treatment plant. And whenever we installed this treatment plant, then everything happened. I knew that the 40-room hotel wasn't big enough. I knew that with waters and sewer, we can expand it to all sizes that we want. So this is what happened. We expanded the hotel to a 269 room at this time and point, and about 36 meeting rooms. And we are attracting people from all over. See, they become a very good attractions, because the city of Toronto, all the convention was in Toronto, but coming out in the country, an hour from the country, you come to this hotel, there's no place to go, you keep the people together. In the city of Toronto, they lose them at nighttime, but here they didn't. They keep all the people together. So they stay here, they talk about their convention, whatever. And so we were able to expand, and then we built the golf course and 45 hole of golf, and we built Greenbriers, we built Briar Hills, Briar Hill West. And because if we didn't expand with waters and sewer, we were never ever able to make this community happen, because we were self-contained.
Yeah. And going back, in one of the quotes in your family bio that I noted is that you never lost sense of the fact that you were building this vision and dream in the middle of nowhere. And your goal to continue to bring added services to your dream and vision was the way to bring the attraction to this community. So like you evolved into, let's go back to those early days and when you first secured your liquor license and you're bringing in entertainment, some great names and everything. You had singles clubs, it was the place to be, right? And then it evolved with different services like dune buggies and horses, and you had a plane landing, and you just kept on evolving and innovating yourself to attract people here. Was that sort of the vision and the goals?
Yeah, but I knew a hotel where we are that was, all my people have to come from, especially Toronto, around the area within 25 to 40 miles. But Toronto was a big market, and I knew that at that time that we had to create all these sports, to bring people in. By creating different sport, you're bringing different type of people in from the soccer field. Our soccer field brought people from Germany to Italy.
I heard, yeah.
To Italy, from Japan to Florida, to all the Canadian team training here. This is why we got to do soccer field. Then we creating all these sports, from the golf to the arena. So a different life of people, different people like different sport. They both come to the hotel, and my hope of bringing people into the door is hopefully they can utilize the hotel and spend some money with us and using all the facility.
Yeah.
That was very, very important.
And then also in moving over to your adult lifestyle concept, Lou, you were ahead of your time. Like that Greenbrier concept for adult lifestyle, just ahead of your time in thinking of retirement and what people would be interested in. Where did you get that vision? And I think you were a pioneer in that era for bringing in adult lifestyle communities, if that was the name at that time.
Yes, it was the name at the time. Well, again, let's go back what I said earlier. My thinking was to create as many recreation and everything we can get to make sure the hotel succeed. And the idea of creating this retirement community after we had our own treatment plant, that was an ideal scenario, because now we could expand, and I come up with the idea of a retirement community, not very big houses, and the price was right. So I figure I'm going to get people, either for people who live here or people coming in to participate and use all the facilities. That was the general idea, creating this Greenbrier, so-called. But the price of the houses were right, and we started, and we couldn't stop producing houses, because the price was right. Mm-hmm. And in those days it was so low, you can buy a house for $180,000.
Yes.
And so we started, and it just moved all the way along, and from there we expanded to Briar Hill. Again, if it wasn't for the waters and sewer, the treatment plant, we could never do anything.
Right.
But
right.
It also brought a good opportunity for the municipality, because we're self-contained, and we got our own waters and sewer. Our road, our system is all privately, mm-hmm. and the municipality realized that there's a very good tax base for the municipality, because free tax money coming in without they don't have to spend a copper. Mm-hmm. The only thing we have is the garbage was picked up by the county of Simcoe. And so it become good for everybody.
Yeah, so
everybody gaining from it.
You were ahead of your time in that concept for getting that, sewage and treatment facility, because there's no way that the town at that time's infrastructure could catch up with the vision and dreams that you had, right?
Yeah.
Right. Incredible.
You touch base on the entertainment. Can I?
Yeah, no. The entertainment was amazing. What you had, the talent that you had here.
We had entertainment every night. Again, we tried to bring people in from wherever they come from, and by creating entertainments, and we had a lot of talented people that come up to the hotels. And Andy Anka, for instance, was my booking agency. Father Paul Anka. And so we brought many different attractions we brought Peter O'Toole, Dave Hemming, and I'll never forget. And Dave Hemming took it to the Potato Festival, and people say, Lou, hi Lou, how you doing? How are you, Lou? But Dave turned around and said, Lou, well, I'm an actor, I'm a big actor, nobody knows me. I said, well, I'm better looking than you.
No, that's absolutely incredible. In your bio book, what also stood out to me, and I look back, your vision is one thing, and work ethic and persistence to reach your dream and your goals is so inspiring. But knowledge, no YouTube, no internet at that time. And in your bio, here you are, the sod farm, the river, the vision for the hotel. And you wanted to connect these two parcels of land over the river. And here comes the name of your company, Cable Bridge Enterprises. And here you are, a cabinet maker from Italy. You designed this yourself. Designed it, spec'd it all out, built the cable bridge yourself. The town inspector comes over and says, where's your stamped drawings, right? So you show, here they are. Here's my drawings, right? But you had to get them stamped. Knowledge like that you're born with. It's just amazing. Do you sometimes look at yourself and say, my goodness, how did that all come together? And there's something that drove you, and then your mindset to pick up and be able to drive drawings and put them to paper and then build it.
Well,
really
I have
incredible.
a talent. What I said, I went to college, I took drafting, so I was very, very capable to do those things. I design and build it. I built the cable bridge myself, and it was 130 feet long, and I put it across. But again, the idea is try to cross a river will attract tourists from the hotel. You can go from A to B, become a beautiful nature trail. Yeah. You can see nature by crossing the river and winding into the nature of the forest. And that became very, very attractive. It took me 3 days to build a cable bridge, and then I realized I really liked the name a lot, Cable Bridge, and it's all done by hands, it's all done by me, and I think that became a perfect name for our company name.
Beautiful.
Cable Bridge, our company name. And I like the idea also. I searched a little bit of the Nottawasaga River. The Nottawasaga River was named after the chief Indian called Tecumseh. The chief of that time was Tecumseh, and her daughter was named Nottawasaga. So I did a bit of search, and I like it very, very much. And so this is some of the history about the cable bridge. But again, everything I did to bring people in and let people stay here, enjoy the nature of our beautiful surrounding and facility and river.
Beautiful, beautiful. And now in this journey, Lou, you must be so proud to see generational families now involved with you in the business, and tell me a bit about that. Inside. I mean, you're quite a loving family man to have. Your children and children's children and the connection of your family and your business. How was that for you?
Well, my family's, they always work. And number one, from my wife, and then I got Peter, Dino, Sylvia, Rocco, my nephew. They all university graduate. They went to school, but since day one they worked with me. They worked with me on the sun fields, and they worked for me. The expansion hotel, they work with me on the constructions. They always working with me. So I realized that to keep the family together, you got to give them part of the company. That's what I did way back. I gave them a percentage of the company. They're all equal, and they all partnered on the actual business, and they really helped me out a lot, to succeed. I did a lot of things myself but they helped me a lot. They grew up in the business, and they still do helping me a lot. To new ideas, and we having a business meeting, on a weekly basis. We talk what we can do, not to do, and how to succeed. And they were very, very helpful to me.
Wonderful.
The family.
Wonderful. With your hard work and success, you're such a philanthropist in this community, and you give so much to this community. It's endless, really. I know you're very passionate about our hospital and the foundation that you had put together. Could you tell our listeners a little bit more about the philanthropy part of Lou Biffis?
Well, the hospital become, I came up here in Alliston. At that time, the hospital had been there for many, many years, and I realized, the hospital is a very good need to any business, any community that will expand. You need a hospital, you need a doctor. If anything happen, at least you're close by to get to it. And then we started the actual foundations, the Nottawasaga Foundations, and donating all money towards the hospital and many other needed, like food banks and needy people, many other clubs that come up and ask for monies, and family. We help a lot of family too. Like, not too long ago, we help a family with a kids with a wheelchair. You couldn't move around the house. We move in there and we remodel the house. We did a new bathroom. You can get around with a wheelchair all over. We spend our own money. We spent close to $150,000 fixing it because I feel so bad. Doing good to others, I do good to myself. You got to remember, whenever you do good to other people, door always open for you. One thing that I realized in life, I realized that do good and forget and move on to the next. Sometimes, people like you and people don't like you, but this is beside the point. Keep doing the right thing, keep doing good for people, helping many people as you can. I think to me is a very, very important. Actually, give me power, give me strength, give me directions. And like they all say that, I will never take no for an answer. Like if I got to do a project, I will knock 10 doors. As long one door open to 10, you're a winner.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, the idea, keep knocking door and keep never taking no for an answer, and always look ahead, stay focused. And one thing that I learned in the business world, before I did any big expansion, I always was look at the inflation of the country and the interest rate, because by doing that, you're focused about 5 years ahead of time. If you know what the inflation rate is today and the interest rate, not too much will move so quickly and so fast.
Right.
This is where you decide to spend money and work with the expansion or whatever you try to do at that time.
Yeah. And in that direction that you keep, I know that your faith is very important to you. And could you please elaborate a little bit to our listeners on your faith?
Well, I ever since I was a kid, we always go to church, and of course, if you don't go to church, and make sure on Sunday, make sure your shoes are shine. You don't eat, and you go to church, and I always become attracted to this Virgin Mary, and my statue always attracted me ever since I was a kid, and it so happened that. I was here in Toronto in 1991. I was back to visit my family in Italy, and I had this kind of a dream, and then suddenly, face to face come the Virgin Mary, Mother God, come to me face to face, and she gave me directions where she was, the church she was in. She gave me the name of the town, gave me direction how to get to it. She warned me. She said, "You got to be careful when you get to the town called San Martino." This is where she was. And she said, "Be very careful. The road are winding and the ditches are very, very deep." So she warned me, be very, very careful. So I become very attracted to that. And then I brought a sculpture from here to Italy, and we took the pictures and we took the size. And he did a new statue for me.
Yes.
And he brought it up to in Canada. And actually it all happened in 1991, November the 27th. And a few years later, we had the statue here, and then I decided to build a chapel in the hotel with a Virgin Mary, picture and statue in here. We got her in here, and there's so many things happening in the statue. And by the way, this statue is known by the Vatican. There's so many things that happen in our chapels. It's just incredible. The healing and miracles and whatever happened, there's just something very, very incredible. So I become very attracted. It's fascinating, but the present is always there. Was there then, it's still there now.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, we're coming close to the end of the show here, Lou. It's
been too short.
Yeah, well, we just go on and on and on, and we can still keep on going on and on and on. But there's so many roads I can take your journey, and we could go on forever. But if I've missed anything, is there anything you'd like to say? To anyone or about anything in your journey here that I may have missed? I don't want to miss out on anything here, Lou.
Well, I think it was a hard working journey, and you got to work smart, and you got to stay very, very focused. The community treated me so well, and I always want to give back to the community. In my theory in life, you always got to give back to the community. The community got to give you the opportunity. And this I always did, and my great belief is still there today. It was still there many, many years ago. And it's nice to work with the community and recognize what you're doing for the community. I think we did a lot for the community, and the community did a lot for me. And so by working together, I think our journey is still very, very open for me to do other things in life. But the main thing is that I love this community, I love the people of this community, and I will do anything for anybody, and I will help as many poor people as I can in life.
Well, that's well said, Lou. I'd like to point out before the end of the show, I was blessed to receive this book, The Bridge Builder, the story about the Biffis journey and his vision and goals that put this beautiful resort and what I believe put Alliston on the map. If you're interested in knowing a bit more about the Biffis legacy, reach out to Sylvia Biffis. These books aren't for sale, but they're very interesting, and she may have a few left over that you could read or put under a Christmas tree. I don't know. We're getting close to Christmas now, Lou, but I read this book. It's amazing. This guy is amazing. So, and I feel responsible for putting, one of many people putting Alliston on the map here. With this beautiful resort and his legacy. Lou?
But thank you very much for listening, and God bless you.
God bless you too. Over and out, and see you on the next show.